Hello, my name is Ryan. I'm going to be painting. I just don't know what. So, let's see. Alright, I'll paint this one. Also, let's see. Is it angled at my eyeballs? Anyways. Yeah. Just been having fun. I watched some of the I Had It podcast a little while ago. And they played this clip from Jasmine Crockett, which, I'm just going to play it because it's a 16-second bit. And I fully agree with you. Like, hopefully this shows up.
This is not what we should be doing. I don't know why we fighting with Greenland. Why we fighting with Greenland? We fighting with Canada. We fighting with Mexico. Yet we in love with Putin. What is happening? Like, this is not America. This is a terrible nightmare. Somebody slap me and wake me the fuck up because I'm ready to get on with. This is not what we should
Seriously.
do. I don't know why we fighting with Greenland.
Alright, wake me the
oh. Canada.
This is some weirdness going on. Jasmine Crockett, keep up the good work, and thank you, Midas Touch, for posting that. But I heard that originally through the I Had It podcast earlier today, which was, that sums it up. Like, what is going on? And I think we aim and succeeded. At least it's looking that way so far, unless something drastic happens. Anywho, I was thinking about ground news some more because they were the sponsor of I Had a podcast, and thinking of that Friendly Jordy's video, which it's always hard to tell is he actually promoting something or not, but it's just very thought-provoking. I appreciate that. Because it really is basically to answer his question, because I don't think I did in the last one. Ground news is for Americans. We're all so busy, or at least the people who are still haven't realized that they can just stop caring about a lot of this stuff. Like for me, I stopped checking emails. I can sit here and let's see. I kind of proven, if it's important enough, people will call you. They'll make sure that you take care of that stuff. Let's see, where's my emails? I'm currently sitting at 52,910 unread. It's nice not to care about stuff that doesn't matter. And that's one thing I've definitely learned over the years is a lot of this digital stuff does not matter. They count. The only way they can count it as you receive the communication is if you opened it and they have that read receipt. If you don't bother, puts them in the bind of having to reach out. Anyway, back to the thought of ground news. It's like I just did my taxes. If I wanted to live the average American lifestyle, and have a car payment and have whatever luxuries that are, nice, like the nice car, the new phone, the computer that can open Chrome in under a minute. But the reality is, none of that's meaningful to me. I mean, if I look at it after doing my taxes, my life would suck It would be so freaking stressful to try to keep up with that. I mean, literally, I was able to look at my taxes and go like, okay, I paid more than half of my salary in rent just because I live in California. And I mean, let's face it, it's going that way for the rest of the country as well. I've looked. And one of the messed up things that I've encountered talking with people is, I remember talking with this woman just a couple months ago. She had saved up her entire working life to buy a house in this area. She is currently saved up enough to put in 50% down in the current market, and she still couldn't afford the monthly payment. I was like, what the hell's up with that? That's like one of those pieces of logic that does not compute. And the fact is, if you make less than 7 figures a year, the system is set up to where they don't want you to own anything. And when I say they, I just say the mind, like the weird bureaucratic corporate nonsense. The people who actually have money and time to relax and enjoy decadence while we all try to figure out how to survive. Kudos to Al Green getting thrown out. Honestly, all the Democrats present at the State of the Union should have just been pricks. Because, I mean, like every pundit online today is pointing out, and leading up to it, I don't think every pundit, a couple of them at least, don't want to be all black and white, you know. I'm somebody who promotes mindfulness and middle ground. But anyway, yeah, the right has been exceptionally rude, exceptionally vocal the entire time. And the left, meaning the Democrats, failed because they didn't embrace that sort of energy that was present within their own party. Like, there are several rebel rousers there. There's Bernie, there's AOC, there's Jasmine. Oh, I don't know her name yet. Was it? I'm so bad with names. My apologies. Oh, poop. Pulling it back up. Like, Al Green's an easy one. Because, I mean, yeah. Should probably put out some Al Green. And since I'm so bad with names, I'm probably missing. Is Al Green, right? R&B musician. Anyways. Tangents. Jasmine Crockett. I need to pay more attention to her. I mean, there's clearly just people. There's a few other ones too. Like, I mean, honestly, all of them should just get together and form their own party. Like, it's both Republicans and Democrats. You all are tainted. At least the parties. Downside is like, are there any? I mean, there's got to be some Republicans that are still decent. I just can't think of any. Actually, I can think of a few faces. I just can't think of any names, and I can't even think of enough to pull it up. Because I mean, there's brilliant people that want to move forward cohesively on both sides, that are also willing to just get dirty with it too, but in like a proper way. That's the one thing that kind of frightens me about Canada. Canada's the nice guy. And as I've learned through enjoying military history documentaries, one of the more entertaining ones being The Fat Electrician, I'll tag him as well. Canadians, kind of crazy. Like, they're really nice until you piss them off. And then there's like entire sections of the Geneva Convention dedicated to their activities. And that's all I could think about when Trudeau was talking yesterday morning about tariffs and how we don't want this. This is dumb. There is no reason for this. And there really isn't any reason for this. Not with Canada. Not with any of our neighbors. I mean, really, all we need to do is flood the schools with Narcan. Oh, wait, you have. I mean, I have Narcan in my car. It's the one thing with drugs. It's like people are always going to do drugs. You can't freaking control it. The best thing you can do is actually accept that it's a reality and figure out a way to make it safer and taxable. I mean, for cannabis industry in California, kind of proved that. Downside is it went retail. And that, but even within that, it's like the only place where you actually get customer service anymore. Everywhere else is actually like taught to not talk with their customers. Just weird. Okay, I'm done with that one. Ooh. I'll work on that one. I still want to be working on this red. Oh, yeah. I started this talking about ground news again, huh? And answering Friendly Jordy's question. It's for Americans. And I got sidetracked because I started talking about finances. But that's the reason why ground news exists for Americans. Most Americans who want to be living the American lifestyle that we're all basically suckered into believing is the way to go is we have no money. You gotta work. I mean, the amount of people I know that have at least two forms of income or at least do anything and everything they can to get overtime or work extra hours, like, they don't have a life. Or if they do have a life, it revolves around, like, don't get me wrong, they have a life, but, like, it's not... There's no way to just sit down and like research viewpoints and figure out your articles. Everybody kind of grabs just like a little snippet here, a little snippet there. And ground news enables that sad reality of people to gain a little bit more information from that's more balanced. Now, I personally, I don't subscribe to ground news. I can't afford it. Like I said, I spent $24,000 on rent last year. Like, I'm fucking done. Like, I'm grateful I have a used car that's decent with no payments and isn't valued that much. You know? Like, damn. But I do realize that content creators that utilize ground news as like a real-time fact check for whatever they're talking about. Be like, here's where I'm getting this article, this is where it sits, and then let's find a counterpoint. It's nice. Because, like, I'm somebody that will go and research stuff to some degree if it's compelling enough. And try to remember things that are, important. So if I hear something that's in relation to something that's like, oh, I should pay attention to this. So yeah. Your average American is who ground news is for. Because it enables that quick, easy to get, and make you feel more informed. But that feeling informed, and actually being informed is two different things. But the reality is, I don't think anybody's truly informed. Especially right now. I feel like right now, more than ever, there's just something not being communicated. Or what's most likely is we are being so lied to on an overwhelming basis. Like, it's causing a bit of instability, which, ugh. Right, this is the part where I am kind of done saying anything. Could probably have gathered that by the last couple minutes of anything that came out of my mouth. Kind of replaying it in my brain a bit as I focus on getting this line. Then kind of already said what I needed to say, whatever, or felt like I needed to say. Because really, I'm shutting up now. Because if I don't, I will mess it up. I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. Oh. Is it still? It is still recording.